Hello, and welcome to Temple of False Pod, where our decks are not optimized, but our plays sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I'm Bruce.
He's back!
I'm back!
Just in time for our season finale.
Excellent.
Season finale of season 15, which means episode 150!
Boo, 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 boo.
Boo, boo, boo. Hell yeah. How's it feel, Bruce?
Feels good. Feels good.
Nice. Good.
Yeah. If you had told me when we started that we were going to get to episode 150, I would have said, yeah. And I would have said, and now I would say, I'm surprised we didn't get there earlier, but you know.
Well, taking 2 years off kind of. Like, wow, we've done 150 episodes in 6 years? Wow, okay. Anyway, we are here to talk about everybody's favorite new set, Marvel Superheroes, and Marvel Superheroes Commander, Marvel Superheroes Jumpstart. We wanted to bring the joy of this new Universes Beyond set to you by talking about our favorite cards. So we each brought cards to the table, and a big honorable mention.
Yes, a big honorable mention. Andy, I also want to mention, we're not including legendary cards.
Oh, yes, thank you.
So, I mean...
The big one.
Right. Most of Marvel's cards are going to be legendary. So we're not going through and, choosing our favorite Marvel character and saying, this is my favorite card. We're choosing the non-legendary cards.
And I don't know about you.
Yeah.
I didn't choose any reprints.
I did not choose any reprints either.
Between the Commander and Jumpstart product and the regular set, there's 282 cards that are both not legendary and first printing.
Right.
So, let's get into our honorable mention because I feel like we have a lot to say about it.
Yeah.
We were talking about it before the recording and realized why are we doing this? Let's just get into it. We're here to talk to you about the new rare land cycle. For those who don't know, the land cycle are the ally color pairs. There's 5 of them. They tap for colorless, or they tap for one of the 2 colors that they're in. And you can activate only if this land entered this turn, or if you control a basic land. Notably, not a basic land of the type of the colors that it produces, like we have seen before.
Right.
But also the fact that if it entered this turn, it creates that color. It's pretty awesome.
It is pretty awesome. Jump right in then. So the turn you play this, you're getting one of those 2 colors. It's immediately, this is not enter the battlefield tap stuff. You get it right away. This is excellent. This is excellent. This is what everybody wants. It's perfect. So the only risk here is if you need that color on the following turn, you need to have a basic land out. So in other words, what this card is saying is we're going to reward good deck building.
Yeah.
We're going to reward proper mulliganing. Your deck should have, of your lands, and I'm going to assume you're all running 40 because we've talked about this before. Half of your lands, at least half, should all be basics.
Mm.
Maybe more so, maybe less so. That's going to depend on your build and how many colors you've got and everything else. But roughly half of your land should be basics. So when you start with your opening hand, if you've got one of these duels there, you should probably also have a basic in that hand of cards. Now, even if you don't, if you're keeping a hand that has 3 non-basic lands, when are you going to play this one? I mean, are you going to play it on turn 1? No, not if you don't need it.
Right.
Play one of the other duels that enter the battlefield tapped, and maybe you don't need to put anything out, or they don't enter tapped, and you pay 2 life and you get your shock land and you do whatever it is you're going to do on turn 1. But save this for when you need all the colored mana that you need. It's just that easy. This is a loophole, or this is a jump. You have to jump through this hoop, but it is a massive hoop, and there's not much jumping. It's really not that much higher than the floor. You just have to kind of step through it. I'm not asking you to leap through a flaming hoop here. This is going to be real easy to do.
Oh, absolutely.
You are going to get the colored mana you need most of the time, as long as half of your lands our basic land.
Yeah.
That's going to be easy. And Andy, you mentioned it before when we were talking before. When this land comes out after your fourth turn,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, 4 or 5.
right? By then, you're probably not going to need it to tap for color.
Yeah.
You're already going to have basics. You're going to have other non-basics that you're running that are going to produce a color. And if this one happens to not produce a color, it's probably not going to matter. It is amazing how far so many of us, and this has been true for me for far longer than it should have, just never understood, never realized that at a certain point, you just don't need any more colored mana. Maybe you still need more mana because, now you're looking to cast those 5 mana spells.
Right.
Well, the 5 mana spells, they've got 2 colored pips, maybe 3, or you don't necessarily need to have a particular color to do this. And I recognized this at some point way too late in my Magic career, where I was, being so careful about which lands I tapped because I wanted to have colored mana open. And it's like, Bruce, you've got 14 lands out here and they all tap for a color. You don't need to worry anymore. Just tap the lands and go.
Yeah.
And this is just true. It's true for a lot of scenarios. So,
but yeah, I think ultimately these are great. I think they are on par, at least early game, with the OG duels. Obviously, you can't fetch for them, which is a downside. But I mean, the fetch lands also cost a pretty penny. So if you're more like a budget player like me, then these are. I mean, currently they stand at $10. This is pre-release, so they may go down a little bit. And if people really like this set, it'll continue to get printed. Also, this is only half a cycle, so we will probably be getting the other half Star Trek, maybe the next time we have a Marvel set.
Yeah, and we've got the names are generic enough. These are going to get reprinted.
Yeah,
you're going to
Dark
see these
Fortress.
you're going to see these in Commander decks coming down the line. This is a type of land that they could reprint in another major set. They're going to get reprints. And honestly, the fact that they're not searchable, they don't have the basic land types on them. That's going to drive the actual price of them down.
Right.
I mean, you look at 10 and they're not going to be 10.
No. Are you ready? Mine are in no particular order. I don't know if you've ordered yours.
I had them in an order, but I can mix that up. So
cool. My first one, I'm gonna start.
Yeah.
My first one I was surprised at how quickly I was like, this card is awesome. Because it's a tutor. My first card is Vision Quest. It's a red-blue X for sorcery. It says, search your library and or graveyard for an artifact creature card with mana value X or less. Put it onto the battlefield with X additional +1 counters on it. If X is 4 or greater, it gains haste until end of turn. If you search your library this way, shuffle. So there are so many things to search with this. The fact that you get to decide how big the creature is, like you get to decide both how big the creature you're searching for is, and then also how big it's going to be because the +1 counters is pretty cool. There's not like a huge amount of artifact creatures that you'll generally be searching for, but something like Walking Ballista, you can search for 2 mana, and then Walking Ballista is XX, so its MV is 2. I mean, not 2, 0.
Yeah.
So, your X into this is just going to be how many +1 counters it gets.
Sure.
You are paying half rate for this to either pull it out of your deck or out of your graveyard. You're paying 2 mana to tutor for it, and then immediately put it onto the battlefield with twice as many counters as you normally would. Like,
Right.
it just feels like a crazy combination. And that was like the first thing I thought of, right? And then I started thinking about all the other artifact creatures that we have. Even say, shoot, what's
Well,
his?
what? There's one of the artifact creatures that you remove, was it remove counters to draw cards?
Mm, um,
Um, and then just off the top of my head, the one that I commonly use is Triskelion.
yes,
Now, Triskelion costs 6, so your X is going to be pretty high.
but
But,
it's going to come in with 9+1 counters on it.
right. And it's going to have haste because it costs enough that you get haste. So 9 counters, meaning it's a 10-10. You can swing with it because removing a counter doesn't require it to tap. So you can swing with it, possibly swing with a 10-10 that has haste. Oh, and by the way, now you can remove 9 counters. So whoever's looking to block, you can either get rid of the blocker before they block or wait and then just start firing at will wherever necessary.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I think the fact that the X is doing double duty really is what surprised me by this card. Because even though my first thought was, hey, Walking Ballista is already a broken card, and this goes crazy with it, just simply, like, it both searches, like, X, increasing X makes you find more things, and it adds more counters is just, like, crazy. And the fact that it's going onto the battlefield for free, essentially, means that there's only one place for counters to be played. Like, it's not like it's going to your hand and then you're playing it, right? Like, it's just straight from library to battlefield. And it wasn't until reading this out loud just now I realized it said or graveyard. So that's wild.
I was going to say that because this is blue and red. These are not the ones where you're expecting somebody to pull something out of the graveyard with. I'm not saying it can't happen in blue and red, but it's happening here. So just as an opponent gets rid of one of your gets rid of your artifact creature, bam, you can bring it right back out. No, this looks great. I like this card. This is gonna be fun.
That's all I got for it. What's your first one, Bruce?
My first one, I'm gonna go with the big one, the one I like the most.
Okay.
Multiversal Incursion.
Oh.
Now, this is a sorcery. It costs 5 blue, so 7 mana. This is not cheap. But for each non-token creature you control, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it isn't legendary. Most blue decks, this is going to be fine, because generally a blue deck isn't loaded down with a lot of creatures. I love this because, well, I run Bruticlad. And the ability to now copy all of my creatures to make a token version so that I can then turn all of them into the worst one for everyone else, along with whatever mirror token and other tokens I've created, is just wonderful for me. This is a game ender for Bruticlad.
You can say game changer.
Well, we'll see. But it's just such a fun card. And it reminds me of Clone Legion. The difference here is that it's cheaper. You don't have to rely on your opponent to be running a pile of creatures.
Right.
I have built this deck to use Multiversal Incursion, and I'm going to. And I just this is spectacular. I think that like I said, not for every blue deck, but I think this is going to be good in some of them. And when it costs 7 mana, this is going to go really well in your multicolored decks. As long as you're running a significant number of creatures, non-token creatures, then this is going to shine. This is just going to be amazing. I look at this, picturing this with a deck that's loaded down with a bunch of small flyers. Yeah, I appreciate it's only going to make the 2/2 another 2/2 flyer, but it's going to make 10 of them. Yeah. This is going to be. It's going to be big. Downsides for this, there's no haste involved. So there is that. And at this point in the game, you don't really want to be sitting for a turn. But honestly, if you're running that many creatures, I trust you've worked out the haste enabling part of this just fine. So I think this is going to be a lot of fun. Not for every single deck, not for every blue deck out there. The only downside for this, for me, with the Brutticlad deck in particular, we both know that I'm just going to always be making all of them Brutticlads. Because I'm going to make a Brutticlad token with this, and then we're going to go to combat, and then I'm going to have 2 Brutticlads that make mirror, and then I'm going to turn all of them into Brutticlads.
My next one.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll do a blue one as well. It's Pim Particles.
Yeah.
It's a sorcery for 1 blue mana, just a single blue. It says target creature gains vigilance until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Draw a card. So it's a single blue to draw a card. This is crazy because this feels like a modal spell, but you get all 3 things. It's wild to be able to keep back your commander as a blocker or any big creature. This goes very nicely into like a Simic deck, right?
Right.
Target your big green creature that's got a bunch of +1 counters on it or a really good equipment. It can't be blocked, and it now will be able to block for the rest of the turn around.
Right.
And then you also get to replace it immediately. I think the draw card may make this busted, because otherwise it would be pretty good. But the fact that you get to replace it immediately is wild.
Yeah. You and I have talked about how underrated Vigilance is in a multiplayer game. There are so many opportunities where keeping your creature keeping your creature untapped and getting to swing is huge. And the fact that this can't be blocked either. Like, you are getting a free one-shot. Andy, I'm with you. There are times when I'm going to have, when the only thing I have on the board is a 2/2 creature. And I'm going to play this, not because I want to do the 2 damage, but because I need to see what the next card is. This is so good. I mean, I wish it was an instant so you could do it on other people's turns. Wait for somebody to swing with something big and then do it so that at least it's unblockable. Right. It'll already be tapped, so who cares if it has Vig, and you would get to draw the card. But hey, for sorcery speed, it means you're doing it to your own stuff. I'm fine with that. I'm still fine with that. This is a great card.
I am gonna buy a playset easily. But I think what is interesting is this is a game ender, and for 1 mana, like so often, you get to the end of a game, and you're like, if I could get this 1 creature through, the game would end. But they've built up such like a wall of defense that like it's really hard to do that. And so often it's like, oh well, like good thing I have Rogue's Passage out. Yeah. Now you're spending 5 mana where you're hoping that they don't have any responses. Now you just spend 1 mana, and if they have any responses, then like you didn't really commit all that much to the board. And you're drawing a card, unless they counter it, of course. But it's going to end more games than you think. What's your next one, Bruce?
My next one? I'm going to give you another blue one, which is significantly out of character for me, but Secret Invasion. Ooh. This is an enchantment aura. You enchant a creature you control for 1 blue. When this aura enters, exile up to 1 target creature other than the enchanted creature until this aura leaves the battlefield. The enchanted creature becomes a copy of that creature until the aura leaves the battlefield. The enchanted creature has Ward 2. So if an opponent has something that you really like, you can exile their creature. This can be a removal spell. So even if you can't use that creature, they can't either now. Maybe it doesn't last forever, because when the enchantment leaves, this is done. But the other option is it gives you access to an amazing card that somebody else is using that works in your deck, or you can remove one of your own cards. And then this becomes a copy of it. And what happens when that mass removal spell hits the battlefield? This all goes away, and you get to keep your good card. There is an alternate way to use this, and I think that's something that I don't think people are thinking about.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that. That's brilliant.
It doesn't give you the benefit immediately, and obviously it doesn't have flash, so it's not like somebody plays a removal that mass removal spell or targets that creature, and you just jump in and hit it with this. You can't do that, but you can do it early. Make them have that removal spell and then have it again. And having said that, I understand that most of the time you're going to target somebody else's creature. It just makes sense. I mean, yeah. Andy, you got another one?
Yeah, my next one's red. It's a sorcery. It's an arcane sorcery,
Ooh.
which is not as relevant, but maybe it will be one day. For 2 and a red, it's called Hex Magic. It says, exile all the cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. Until the end of your next turn, you may play cards exiled this way. So a couple big things is we have a lot of red cards or red X cards that care about casting things not from your hand.
Yeah.
This allows that for 3 mana.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is that you can play those cards until the end of your next turn. So not this turn. So essentially what you're doing is just drawing cards and then figuring out of those 5 cards that you had left that are now in exile, which ones you don't really care about.
Right.
With the information of what are my next 5 cards.
Yeah.
And I think it is a house. I think having that information of those 10 cards is just very good.
Well, I mean, we run a lot of windfall effects that cost roughly this much. So in a windfall, you're losing all of the cards in your hand. You're drawing a whole new set. That's what this one is offering. But windfall means everybody else also gets to draw a new hand. And Hex Magic doesn't give that to everybody else. And you get to continue to play some of the cards that were in your hand. Because there's plenty of times that I can think of when I had a windfall or something like that in hand. But I didn't play it because there were like 2 other cards that I really wanted to get to play first. This skips all that. And the fact that you can play it on your next turn also means, yes, I spent the 3 mana and now I only have 3 left. I can't play any of those cards. Okay, but I can on my next turn. Admittedly, you do want to have a bigger hand size when you play Hex Magic because, if you've only got 2 or 3 cards in hand, well, it's not nearly as exciting, but I'm going to give you a green card.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 3 mana instant, 2 and a green. Punishing Punch. This spell costs 2 less to cast if there are 2 or more creatures in your graveyard. What are the odds? Target creature you control deals damage equal to twice its power to target creature an opponent controls. This isn't fight. Your creature doesn't take the damage. You're just winding up and hammering them for huge. I appreciate it's only a creature. I appreciate it is a creature an opponent controls, so you can't, punch your stuffy doll to do damage anywhere. But you're getting rid of a creature. That's what this is doing. This is creature removal. They can call it whatever they want. I appreciate you need to have a bigger creature on the board, but honestly, a creature with 3 toughness is now doing 6 points of damage to an opposing creature. That's generally enough to kill off any creature, barring hexproof, indestructible, whatever. But I mean, you're going to get there. And
you're also in green. Like, you might have Death Touch. Like, who knows? And like 1 mana instant kill that creature is.
You know what you're getting.
Yeah,
this is a removal spell. It is what it is. But
my delighted halfling bolts your bird.
Yep.
Period. Final card.
The last one. Final card. Do not be fooled. This is a banger. Super Intelligence for 1 blue mana. It's an enchantment. It's an aura. Enchant creature at the beginning of the upkeep of enchanted creature's controller. That player draws a card. I love stuff like this. I love slow incremental card draw. People ignore it. You're going to play this card out there and they're going to say, what does that do? It's like, it draws me a card on my upkeep. They're going to say, oh, okay. And unless there's mass removal, nobody's touching that creature. You're not going to block with it because you want to draw cards. You're not swinging with it because you're not going to risk it. The only way they're killing this is with targeted removal, and nobody values the idea of that blank card that went into your hand as highly as they should.
Mm.
So they're not going to remove that creature because there's always going to be a bigger threat somewhere else. What are you going to do? Get rid of the card that gives me one card draw per round? Or the Consecrated Sphinx that's sitting out there? Or whatever else is letting people draw extra cards? You're always going to go after something else. This thing lasts longer than you think it does. Now, if you are playing in a higher powered meta, yeah, it's not as good. It won't be around as long. The game ends faster. And I appreciate that. And this also doesn't do anything as soon as you play it. You have to wait until your next upkeep. But this is there, and it's just going to keep going. I love stuff like this. I mean, I play Phyrexian Arena consistently because my games go long. So as long as I think I can keep the creature out there, this is going to be just fine. So,
yeah, I think that this is solid. It's very interesting because it is a cheaper version of a lot of the like extra card draw, like additional card draw, where you've got things like Howling Mine or Kami of Crescent Moon for 2 or 4 mana, or 4 or 2 mana, respectively. But like, this is 1 mana. It turns your creature into a asymmetrical Kami of the Crescent Moon.
Right.
So it has none of the downside of that.
Right. And you're not putting this on your commander. You're not putting this on your most valuable creature. You're putting this on the 1/1 token. You're putting this on something that nobody cares about. If they're going to destroy this, they're doing it just for this. Just for this.
Yeah.
They're going to destroy it to stop you from drawing 1 extra card on your upkeep. Now, sure, if you could create a situation where you get like 5 upkeeps in a row, well, okay, fine. Then obviously this becomes much better, but it is slow and incremental, and that is spectacular in most of my games. Even if you're playing it on turn 6 or 7, I'm still going to get 6 draws out of this if I can keep that creature out there.
You know what I'm putting this on?
What?
Humble Defector. So you tap it to draw 2 cards, you give it to somebody else, and now at the beginning of their upkeep, they untap Humble Defector, draw an additional card, and then tap Humble Defector to draw 2 more cards.
Yeah. Well, at that point, then, I don't think your Defector is humble anymore.
No.
That's just straight Defector.
Well, he's just super intelligent. He's a really smart guy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I love this card. I do love how many blue cards you put in.
I got to be honest, this was not intentional. I was rolling along. The fact that there were no black or white cards, neither one of us picked a black or a white card, which is just kind of shocking. Those tend to be 2 colors I play a lot of. It just worked out that way.
Yeah, I ended up with a list of 10 cards, and just in case we had overlap. We did not.
Yeah. No.
And I had a single white card, and it was Quantum Entanglement. I'm not going to get into it because it's honestly not that interesting. But yeah, no black, no white. And I'm sure there are out there.
Yeah.
If you
These
have
were the ones that just drew my attention.
If you have a black or a white card that you want to shout out, do it down in the comments, or, shout out any of your favorite cards from this set. This will be out after the pre-release, so let us know how your pre-release goes.
Yeah.
If you went, of course. If there's anything you're looking forward to building, or any sets coming up that you're excited to check out with regards to cards from this set, let us know. Do you have anything to add before I wrap this up?
I don't think so. I'm not generally a big Marvel fan, So finding these cards, this is how I get hyped for the set. You go through and you find a bunch of great cards, and it's like, this is awesome. Really looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Should be fun.
But that's going to do it for us this week on Temple of False God. Whoa. On Temple of False Pod, where decks are not optimized, but our plays sure as heck are fun. I'm Andy.
I'm Bruce.
Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you press that subscribe button. Or leave a comment, or press like, or whatever. That was our season finale. So for the next 2 weeks, we're going to do some smaller episodes. Some, what did you call them?
Vignettes.
Vignettes, thank you. From the French-Canadian downtown. So we'll be back with those next week. The next 2 weeks, really. But thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next week. Have a great night. And may your fifth land be the temple.
Bye!
Wait. Before you go, I just wanted to say thank you for listening. You can reach out to us via email at falsepodmtg@gmail.com or in Blue Sky at falsepodmtg. Bruce is at ManaBurned, and I'm at Andy Weekend, though you'll definitely notice I use the podcast Twitter far more often. Now that we've got you here, make sure you subscribe, like, rate us on whatever podcast platform you use. It helps us out. It gets us more reach. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel. Like a video there. Leave some comments for more casual enjoyment. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back with some more timeless discussions about all things casual. So come hang out, and may your fifth land be the temple. Bye-bye. Should I do my best, Bruce? Bye!